Canon just dropped a teaser and the internet is buzzing. A flat top plate, no viewfinder, a big red record button, and a tally light right on the front. At first glance, it might look like another mystery camera body, but this one is different. This one screams cinema. The kind of design that feels built for video first, not a photo camera that just happens to shoot video. The question is this the moment Canon finally steps directly into Sony's territory with the long-rumored C50? That's what we are going to figure out today. And by the end of this video, you lines see exactly why this launch could shake up the entire compact cinema world. The timing here is no accident. September 9th, just days before IBC in Amsterdam, one of the biggest professional video gatherings of the year. Canon wants everyone's eyes on this, and honestly, the teaser is unusually bold. They're showing enough detail that you can already tell this is no ordinary hybrid body. Canon wants us to recognize the shape, the controls, the cinema-first design language. They are confident, and they are letting that confidence show. Now let's talk about the details that keep showing up from reliable reports. A brand new full-frame sensor around 32 megapixels. 6K recording, open gate capture, and what really caught my eye, a triple base ISO design. Not dual, triple. That means Canon is aiming to give creators flexibility in multiple shooting environments. Bright daylight, controlled interiors, low light gigs, and still protect highlight latitude. That combination tells me they want this to feel like a proper cinema tool, not a compromise machine. But why does 32 megapixels matter? Because it unlocks 6K recording and, more importantly, reframing power. Editors today don't just cut a single aspect ratio. They are asked for vertical edits, widescreen cuts, maybe even anamorphic deliveries. Open gate lets you capture the entire sensor and decide later. For solo shooters and small teams, that is a huge deal. It means one take can serve multiple platforms. It also gives VFX teams more tracking data and more options in post. Sony's FX3, by contrast, stuck with 12 megapixels because it prioritized massive pixels and low light strength. Canon is clearly making a different bet, aiming for flexibility and detail. Another rumor worth noting is weight. Reports suggest the C50 could come in under 700 grams. That would make it one of the lightest cinema-focused bodies capable of 6K. Imagine running that on a gimbal all day. Imagine mounting it on a small drone or an FPV rig. For creators working alone or with tiny crews, every gram matters, and Canon seems to know it. Now let's put this in context with Sony's FX3, because that is clearly the competition. The FX3 has been the go-to compact cinema option since 2021. 12 megapixel sensor, incredible low light ability. Oversampled 4K up to 120 frames per second, a built-in fan, strong autofocus, and perhaps most importantly, an ecosystem that is already mature. Accessories, cages, LUTs, workflows, everything is already in place. The FX3 is reliable, people trust it. So for Canon, the challenge is not just matching the specs, but convincing shooters to switch. And that takes more than a flashy megapixel number. It takes heat performance, autofocus reliability, and codec strength. And just as Canon steps forward, there is another layer to this story. Sony is rumored to be preparing the FX32, a successor to the FX3. Reports suggest a 24 megapixel stacked sensor, which would deliver 6K oversampling for sharper 4K, possibly open gate recording, and maybe even internal RAW or higher bit depth options. If Sony really delivers on that, the competition will get intense. Canon might light the fire, but Sony could fan it right back. Now let's talk about price. The most credible estimates place the C50 between $3,500 and $4,000 for the body. That is exactly where the FX3 launched, and it is the psychological ceiling for compact cinema buyers. It's not cheap, but it is accessible for creators who want cinema features without jumping to $10,000 or $15,000 rigs. If Canon lands in that bracket with 6K and open gate included, it will feel aggressive and competitive. So here is the bigger picture. On one side, we have the Sony FX3, proven, reliable, a camera that already owns this market. On the other side, we have the Canon C50, unconfirmed but heavily rumored, with the potential to offer more resolution and more flexibility at the same price. And just over the horizon, the FX32, which could raise the bar once again. At the end of the day, it is not just about specs on paper. What matters is how these cameras feel in real production. Can you trust the autofocus on set? Can the body keep rolling for hours without overheating? Does the media choice balance affordability with reliability? These are the things that shape loyalty. And if Canon gets them right, the C50 could finally convince FX3 shooters to look across the aisle. So what do you think? Will Canon's higher resolution and 6K open gate be enough to lure people away from Sony? Or will the FX3 to make the decision even harder? Share your thoughts in the comments, because this is shaping up to be one of the most exciting head-to-head battles in recent camera history. And stick around, because once Canon makes this official, we'll break down the real specs and the real performance. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss it.